The Pacific Northwest. It's synonymous with gray skies, slick streets, and rain. Lots of rain. Flooding has historically been King County's most severe weather problem until the shock of last summer.
Big story tonight. A historic heat wave is expected to bring some of the hottest temperatures we have ever seen in western Washington.
It is a once-in-a-thousand-year event.
Heat could go from downright uncomfortable to potentially dangerous.
Over 3 days in late June, temperatures soared into the triple digits across the county. 108 degrees in Seattle, 116 in Issaquah, and 118 in Maple Valley.
It was so surreal to be seeing those temperatures. Climate change has always felt real to me. It's part of my day-to-day job. But the personal experience with the heat event really drove it home. Climate change is happening, it's accelerating, and it affects us now.
The heat wave was not only significant for the record set, there were real-life consequences. Close to 100 people in Washington died. It's a heat wave shoreline paramedic Gabe DeBay won't forget.
I never thought I'd see so much heat stroke in a short period of time. Really, really hot weather causing people to be weak, dehydrated, and unfortunately die. Here at Harborview, there were times there would be 10, 15 ambulances waiting to get in. That 3 or 4 minute delay, that's a big, big difference in someone's ability to live. Some of the people that were most affected by the heat were children, the elderly population, and also people of lower income.
People that are vulnerable to climate-related disasters, including extreme heat, are often the same people that are vulnerable to a large number of other health conditions in our communities. People in lower socioeconomic communities and communities of color are frequently living in areas where the heat is just more intense and there's nowhere to go to escape it.
A mapping project conducted in 2020 by King County and the city of Seattle measured how heat waves play out differently by community.
We were looking to identify areas known as urban heat islands.
Take a look at 2 urban areas only 30 miles apart along the I-5 corridor. On an afternoon when temperatures in Ballard reached 85 degrees, Kent peaked 11 degrees warmer.
Those areas that we see in the county that are hotter are typically areas with more pavement and hard surfaces. Those hard surfaces hold on to the heat and can amplify local temperatures during a heat wave.
Cooler areas have more parks, natural landscapes, and tree canopy.
Depending on where you are in the county, you can experience as much as a 23-degree temperature difference at the same point in time, just based on those differences in land use, land cover, and geography. While extreme heat affects everybody, not everyone is affected equally.
Last summer put an exclamation point on what we've known for a while. We need to deal with what we know is coming, and we need to prevent what's preventable.
As part of its strategic climate action plan, King County is working with community partners to develop a new heat mitigation strategy.
There are 2 key areas. One is to help people adapt to the inevitable extreme heat events that we're going to continue to see, which means give them better resources to be able to manage their own situation, their health, their community. And then we need to work on mitigation, which means we need to work as a community together to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions.
Some of the immediate actions King County is already working on include adding more Metro bus shelters in the hottest urban spots and more trees with King County's 3 Million Trees initiative. Activating the trusted partner network of volunteers to ensure that all people in King County, no matter the language they speak, get emergency heat information. Helping low and moderate income households replace gas, oil, and electric furnaces and air conditioners with energy efficient heat pumps, and offering low-cost private loans to commercial and multifamily building owners to make energy efficient upgrades.
We also want to be looking at how we can adapt the built environment over time so that we don't see such an extreme urban heat island effect.
Longer-term strategies could include changing building code requirements, incentivizing landlords to upgrade rental properties, depaving more areas to add green space, adding water features to more neighborhoods so people can cool off close to home, and preserving the last best 65,000 acres of open space in King County before it's turned into more hard surfaces that retain heat. Preparing King County for hotter summers will take time, but as last summer proved, the work must begin now.
We experienced the single most deadly climate event in our history, and we know that these events are threatening us now, but they're getting more frequent, they're expected to be longer in duration, and they're going to be more intense. So we really need to do what we can to minimize the risk for these becoming even more catastrophic in the future.